The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. In the summer I was introducing myself to a Kamikado senpai, who I already knew well, so there's nothing to be nervous about. Now as I look around the chapel, even the older students are familiar to me. Huh? Is something wrong, present? Are you nervous? One of them is Miyu Hagiwara, who is Kamikado senpai's Amitié partner. And the other is... Okay, that's enough. That's much better, Miss Hakama. Mizuki Hakama, the pianist in a choir club and who is good friends with Rika-san. It turns out the two of them are both participating in recitation. Usually each year, each group puts on their own recitation, but for the rave reviews of our performance with the Kamikado senpai received, we're doing it jointly again this time too. However, it was awkward since they're both people I grilled about the Bloody Mary incident. Although I didn't seem to mind, I feel at the time I was so desperate to solve the mystery, I really hammered them over the head with my blunt questions. Hakama senpai tugs gently on my sleeve. Oh, right. Telling me it's my turn next. Huh, you two seem to be getting along like a house on fire. Do we? When she pulls her honestly like that, it means she really likes you. Happy to hear this, I thank Hakama senpai. She quickly hides herself behind Rika-san, but offers me a little nod in return. Then she whispers something too quiet for me to hear. What was that? She says, let's put on a great recitation. It strikes me that someone who's too shy to speak might be bad at recitations, but we'll find out. Yes, let's. Now, next up, I'm a first year students. As in summer, you'll be performing all the same fairy tale together. Sister Basket hands out printed pamphlets to each of us. To practice, we'll start by reading the fairy tale, The Princess and the Frog. Miss Shirahane, if you could read the narration, Miss Hanabishi, you'll be part of the Frog Prince. One by one, she assigns us our parts and gives us an introduction to the basics of recitation, or staged reading. It's the second time I've heard it. Now then, let's start from paragraph 1, line 23. Must have some reason for not starting at the beginning. Doing as instructed, I open a pamphlet and scan down to a designated section. Both Hagiwara-senpai and Hakama-senpai are watching. Having always extra pairs of eyes on me that weren't there last time makes me nervous. However, it's okay, Chika-san. Take your time. Okay. I'm the only one here who's done this before. I smile around at everyone, do my best to set my nerves. And please begin. Oh, princess, what ails you? Why do you weep? Your crying would turn a stone to pity. I'm impressed by how good she is, despite this being her first time. Sister Basket clears her throat, shaking me from her reverie. I rush to read out my part. The princess looked around with a sorcerer voice. There she found a frog, its bulbous eyes protruding from the surface of a spring. Oh, it's you! You nasty old water splasher! I'm crying because my golden ball has fallen into a pond. Don't cry, I will help you. If I bring your golden ball back from the spring, what will you grant me in return? Beneath the light of the setting sun, Rika's voice reverberates throughout the chapel. I will give you whatever you desire, be it beautiful clothes or fabulous jewels, or even my golden crown will be yours. Ichigo intones, blinded by scarlet in the sun's dying rays. I know this scene. Their figures transform into those of Yatsura senpai and Kamikado senpai. but not from recitation, as we weren't all together then, when we stood on stage together for choir recital. I do not need your beautiful clothes, nor your fabulous jewels, nor your golden crown. What I want for you is to love me, you to be my playmate and my companion. In my mind, Yatsura-senpai's voice overlays Rika's, and the scarlet light enshrouds us in its indescribable feeling buds within me. I can feel what she felt. Miss Shirahane? My voice won't come out, it's trapped beneath the feelings larger than my throat. Sister Basket regards me suspiciously. Looking at the silent figure of Christ, I shove my feelings deep down inside. When everyone's eyes on me, I start to read aloud. Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? A line from It's a Wonderful Life. A tin woodman missing a heart, and a scarecrow without a brain. What's next? A lion who's lost his courage? I reached a scene in our recitation script where Oz directs these mocking words towards Dorothy. It sounds kind of like the protagonist from a Western. I think of a scene in my favourite movie, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where a kid makes his grand declaration. I'm not thinking of his partner, Butch Cassidy. Rather, reminds me of Erika-san. I think of my bookworm buddy, sweet, kind and bashful, but with a tendency towards braggadocious statements. An outlaw with a heart of gold. Oh, I really just describe her. Of course, she's not an actual outlaw. I mean, in a sense, she lives true to herself. My concentration is broken by amusement. I massage between my brows and turn my gaze out window. To give my eyes a break, I stare out at the distance. Verdant green would have been a balm from the depths of winter, skeletal trees and snow greet me. Finding a change of scenery lacking, I look back to the library. The polished wood floor is pooled with weak winter sunlight. As I watch it shimmer gently, I relax my eyes and my mind, and my thoughts wander to trivial things. Just like in summer. We've begun practicing the recitation, and, just as in summer, I've been tasked with writing the script. But we can't move on to proper rehearsals until said script is finished. Currently, we're honing the technique used for another fairy tale picked out by Sister Basket. I know have to get a move on, but wrenching my gaze away from a puddle of light, look around the room. The library's seen a lot of patrons lately, but today it's deserted despite it being lunchtime. A yawn works out from my throat as I stare blearily around the empty space. Suddenly I hear a sound of a door opening, and I hastily straighten my posture, trying to look alert. Worrying, I hasten my eyes to watch as a visitor makes a hesitant but direct beeline for me. Can I help you find something? Judging by the way she heads straight over the desk without glancing at the shelves, I assume she must have a book she wants directing to. However, since I don't recognise her from class, she must be an older student, since she's holding a large paper bag in her hand, since she's working herself up to something. Then I notice another girl standing a bit behind her, seemingly serve as moral support. That girl seems even more nervous. Is it something to do with council? So, we figured it'd be Bribe if everyone came at once, so we volunteered. Oh? Now I wonder whether or not she's here as a representative for a club. Silence stretches out between us. A moment, the nervous girl is hanging back. It gives a girl holding a bag a pat on her back. This is you. Huh? You don't need to respond to a letter inside. Oh, sweet. With a jerky tip of her head to me, she hurries away. It's only after the two disappeared I realised I've landed myself in a sticky situation. Is this a bribe? No, clueless girl. It's a love letter and chocolates. Is today Valentine's Day, maybe? There are other ways to phrase it. A kickback, a bung, money under the table, and I accepted it. But blood ran cold at the idea. She said there was a letter. Expecting a request to increase their club's budget or something similar. I opened up a bag to find it. Huh? I've never received a bribe before, but I found it with contents of a bag. A pile of small, neatly wrapped packages, each around the same size as a pin case. In all Japanese dramas, they're usually given the official big multi-tiered food box, but bribe money tucked away under the very bottom tier. Shake my head over the overactive imagination. If it's money for a club after, we'll be getting their priorities backward. I consider what might be in the packages. Really, I should take them straight to Sister Basket or a door mother. However, I don't want to get him in trouble, even though they're trying to bribe me. The student who handed me a bag was like a cornered animal. It wouldn't be right to condemn it first without understanding the reasons. Decide that first things first, I'm going to figure out why, and we've had to stick my hand in a bag and look for a letter. However, I can't seem to find one. The only place left to look for it is inside many small packages. In for a penny, in for a pound. Reflecting I've only ever relied on the same saying before, I somehow resolved to start opening one of the parcels. Huh? As I'm unwrapping it, it occurs to me the paper is awfully cute for a bribe. The wrapping removed, I nervously open a small box. Inside, I find colourful, bite-sized sweets in red, gold, and white, and black, laid out neatly between dividers. Chocolates? I remember to say the word aloud. I suddenly remember what day it is today. It's Valentine's Day. Oh, you're so adorable. Adorably clueless. You do realise that, don't you? I hurry towards chapel for recitation practice. Inside I look around but don't see any signs of my fellow performers. Above a chancel, a figure of Christ gazes down on one lone person.
Suoh-san.
Suoh-san? So I'm late. Where is everyone? Sister Basket had something come up, so practice is cancelled today. She had to go over things on her own. As I gained my breath after rushing over, it occurs to me, but I wonder why Rika's still here. She answered my question with a smile. I waited behind to let you know. Touched by her kindness, I surreptitiously touched a little package I brought with me. Thanks, Rika-san. No problem. Shall we head back? Since we're here, why don't we hold our own practice, if you're free, that is? Looks all startled by my suggestion. Oh yes, of course. What shall we read? She readily agrees. O star, bright star of the south, please take me to where you are. I cannot ever burn to death. Don't be ridiculous. You are a mere bird on your wings. It would take you 1 trillion years to reach me. As I read from Kenji Miyazawa's The Nighthawk Star, a stillness settles over my mind and a faint flame burning at its centre. I chose this tale from Sister Basket's pile of books out of nostalgia, but reading it aloud, the story resounds in her heart, soft but certain. Rika's performance is passionate and urgent. I feel awed by her skill and versatility. I feel a sense of pride too. As she reads out the final part of a narrative, I close the book and look straight at her. After a while, the Nighthawk opened his eyes. He saw his body was glowing with beautiful blue phosphorescence and quietly burning. Beside him was Cassiopeia, and behind him a white light of the Milky Way. The Nighthawk star continued to burn, on and on for eternity. And it still burns today. Final vibrations of her voice fade into the evening light, and I applaud. Rika bows bashfully. I've never read that story before. What a sad yet beautiful tale. Yes, it's my favourite of Miyazawa's works. She nods admiringly. We list a few stories of his which she's read. We sit down on a pew and take a break to discuss our thoughts. I'm so nervous. One of his other girls were visiting me with the library at lunch felt, and using my own courage as inspiration, I turned to Rika stand behind me. I have something for you, Rika. For me? Tilted his head curiously, and her braids swinging. Had a present I already put together in the time I had during break after class. Is this? My eyes widened in surprise before filling with tears. A guilt I'd almost forgotten tightens my chest. Thank you. Never in a million years did I expect to get a Valentine's present from you. Well, I'm going to say something about how it's a thank you for what she's done for me, but she gives my Amitié partner. The words die on my lips. As I lapse into silence, Rika gets up to her feet and moves to a pew behind us. There, she crouches down and picks something up. She returns to a box tied with a ribbon. Is this? I actually have a present for you too. Go ahead and open it. We opened our presents together. My gift to her is a slab of freshly made chocolate, cut into quarters, rich with cream and dusted with cocoa powder. Rika received a mountain of vividly coloured truffles. That's so like each one. Oh, these are gorgeous. And this looks delicious. Thank you so much. That's why so dazzling I almost avert my eyes. But I can't do that to my best friend when she's showering me with such unfeigned frank affection. Letting her silly smile wash over me, I feel like I want to do something more for her. Say, what is it? Do you mind if I eat one now? Of course not. Please, go ahead. Tell her I'd like to try mine too. She nods eagerly, then take one of a piece of chocolate I made between my fingers, raise it to her lips, and Rika blinks at me. I'd like you to feed me too, if that's okay with you. She nods, her cheeks flushed, then picks up one of her truffles and brings it to my mouth. What? I was just thinking we never fed one another like this before. Despite all the time we spent together, there are still things we're experiencing for the first time. Yes. Even though we've already taken a bath together and shared a bed. Picking those examples makes it seem like we've been up to no good. This time a flush creeps behind her cheeks and all the way down to her neck. We pretend not to see it, acting though the red glow to her face is from the setting sun. Thanks. At first there's a slight bitterness to a truffle. Then it melts into a puddle of sweetness across my tongue. I've got some chocolates next, but I really want one now. I might get one after this recording. Just like our relationship. From speaking till now, hasn't been all sunshine and roses. Some experiences have been a bit more bittersweet than others. Still, I want it to stay like this. Okay, now I'll feed you mine. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm sure it'll be tasty. As I watch her feign exasperation ever so cutely, I wish from all my heart the relationship to continue like this forever. Friend zoned. Sorry, mate. And with that, unless something crazy happens in the next 5 seconds, time whirls by like a snowstorm. As is this episode. Bye bye.
妖精たちが踊る場所白爪草で作った看板